Tonight on America First, another fiery rally from former President Trump in Sarasota, Florida this weekend. In case you missed it, Newsmax, the only major cable news network to cover Saturday's rally in its entirety, again. And you can go back and watch it on our social media platforms as well if you missed it. It was a good one. Our own Heather Childers interviewed the former president just moments before he took the stage, asked him about the importance of endorsing America First candidates for Congress, for Senate. Take a listen.
People are out there dancing, waiting for you to show up. How important is it for the candidates that you endorse to be America First candidates, and what does that mean to you?
Well, it really means everything. It's about America First. We sold our country out over the last 25, 30 years, and even before that. And we're America First. We have to take care of our country.
All right, let's bring in former Trump legal team member Jenna Ellis to talk about this. Jenna, good to see you.
Great to see you too, Rob.
So Trump's second rally since leaving the White House, he spoke about preserving the legacy of July 4th, founding fathers, and motivating Republicans to take back Congress in the face of a mess, especially at the border that's been caused by this administration. Let's take a listen.
They took names off buildings like George Washington, and I told you this is where they're coming from. We're not going to let that happen. They will never be purged from history or canceled from our hearts. We're going to elect a Republican Congress to terminate Joe Biden's open border catastrophe, defund his extreme agenda, and give our ICE and Border Patrol the resources support.
So the president also released a statement today saying we'll never save your country or be great again unless Republicans get tough and get smart. Get tough and get smart. What does he mean by that, Jenna?
Well, I think the president is very focused on 2022 and 2024, and he's saying that we need to make sure that we continue to fight for our country. And one of the things that I love and respect the most about President Trump is that he is not backing down, and he is continuing to be the tip of the spear to encourage all Americans to get out and vote, and to also make sure that we have candidates that are actually going to do their job in Congress. They're not going to be these weak rhinos, and he's going to make sure to endorse candidates that are going to be tough and smart when they get in office in 2022. And I think that the Republicans and all conservatives need to focus on winning back the House and the Senate in 2022, and that's what President Trump is focused on, America First.
Absolutely. Win the House back, and let's get some padding in there as well. He also put out this statement on Saturday. He's expected to make a major announcement about his efforts to protect First Amendment rights. That'll happen in Bedminster, New Jersey on Wednesday. He's going to be joined by Linda McCann, I should say, and Brooke Rollins from the America First Policy Institute. Any indications what this is going to be about?
I'm so excited. So I just spoke with Liz Harrington, the President Trump spokesperson, over the weekend, and she said that, of course, obviously, we can't get ahead of the president, but she said in her words, it's going to be huge. And so, again, President Trump has fought for freedom of speech against censorship, and he has been the tip of the spear in this fight. So I'm really excited for his announcement, and I think that he's doing, obviously, much more than the current sitting installed president to actually fight for the agenda that Americans truly care about.
Any more rallies coming up? Do we know?
Not yet, none that have been announced, but definitely make sure to get on that list. And of course, Newsmax will be there, I'm sure, to cover in the next ones. And I know that he has those planned, and we'll get that on the schedule.
Sure. Did you hear anything about these numbers? We're hearing these unofficial numbers from Sarasota at like 45,000 was tried to get in, and we can't verify that. We haven't yet, anyways. If that is true, what does that tell you about the steam behind the movement?
Well, the MAGA movement is still running strong, and President Trump is clearly front and center of the Republican Party. And so, again, people like Liz Cheney, Mitt Romney, all of these rhinos that didn't support and aren't supporting President Trump need to get on board or get out of the way, because conservatives know that America First policy is winning policy. If we look at the contrast between President Trump's first few months in office compared to the disaster that Joe Biden has been, when they're having to tout 16 cents that you're saving on your July 4th barbecue as like his greatest accomplishment, that's really sad. At this point in President Trump's administration, he had already sat a Supreme Court justice. He was well on his way to economic recovery. I mean, there were so many things that he did just in his first few months, and we need to get back to those policies.
And let's not forget, he had the media trying to destroy him every single day, as opposed to a media that is trying as hard as they can to make him look good, which is what President Biden has. Speaking of which, another gaffe from Biden during his visit to Michigan. He went to a pie shop this weekend, caught off guard, asked about the Russians and that big cyber attack that hit 200 U.S. companies over the weekend. He got a little bit caught up. Let's take a listen.
I'll be in better shape to talk to you about it. Hang on a second. I'll tell you what they sent me, okay? The idea, first of all, we're not sure who it is for certain.
I mean, I don't like picking on him. He's an old man. I really don't. I'm not comfortable with that. But he's the president. I mean, it's a very simple question. It's a huge story. The guy's running the country, and he's the most powerful man in the world. I mean, that's really scary.
It really is. When the president of the United States gets caught off guard with a very simple question at a pie shop, this is really embarrassing. And I've been saying for a while now that the majority of Americans know that Joe Biden is not in his right mind and he's not leading the country. And now the numbers actually back that up, Rob, because just today, the Convention of States Project in connection with the Trafalgar Group, which was one of the most accurate pollsters in 2016, released a survey today where they polled the likely voters for 2022, and almost 57% of the likely voters, including 31% of Democrats, do not believe that Joe Biden is executing the duties of his office. They think someone else is in charge. We know that. The Democrats know that. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, that's a very interesting number. I didn't know that number. Jenna Ellis, thanks for giving us that. Thanks for talking to us tonight. Good to see you.
Great to see you too, Rob, and happy Independence Day.
Same to you as well. Absolutely.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.